Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. The year is 1937 in September, and Harry Benson and Thomas Clegg get together to make Benson Clegg. And Benson Clegg is a London-based company that we're going to be talking about today because their journey and their story has become intertwined with James Bond, and therefore it's part of our story as well. So let's go back a little bit because this is a company that has a correlation to both royalty, to the everyday person, certain philosophies, and then of course, James Bond. The main foundation philosophy that Harry and Thomas adopted very early on from day one was that they wanted to make this type of tailoring, this type of accessories approachable to everyone, embracing by everyone. So it wasn't just for royalty or celebrities, it was for the everyday man. So their environments that they created, they wanted them to be very welcoming. They wanted the customer experience to evoke this club-like atmosphere where everybody was welcomed with open arms. And it still rings true today. When they got in touch with me about their connection to James Bond and we started to talk about all the different aspects, their marketing team was first and foremost fans. I mean, we love that, right? You know, they didn't see this as kind of an oddity, if you will. They said, these are our people, if you will. So they sent us a smattering of different things that we want to talk about. One aspect that we have to focus on is that even though Benson Clegg is situated in St. James, which is kind of synonymous with all these gentlemen clubs, they are focused on artisanal experiences, but also the idea that this is about style. Their focus is on accessories. I mean, they've made some incredible blazers. In fact, they are at the heart of that British iconic blazer that we all have come to know and love. But style, as opposed to fashion, means that their accessories and their pieces, their ties, their cufflinks, all the things that they do are really about things that do not go out of fashion. And lest you think that James Bond is their only foray into celebrity and show business, you'd be wrong. You would be. Because they've done things for The Crown. They've done things for Peaky Blinders, which I'm addicted to Peaky Blinders. So the fact that they've done stuff for that makes my head explode a little bit. And even the bloodsucker known as Dracula. Yeah, is there no end to their connection to show business? But today, you know we've got to do it because of the name of the channel. We're focusing on James Bond. In Live and Let Die, Benson Clegg provided the Royal Navy tie that was worn by Sir Roger Moore. They also actually made some garments for Sir Roger, but unfortunately these were not worn in the films, kind of sadly. But this particular tie was also worn by Robert Brown in the role of M in The Living Daylights. Didn't know if you knew that this tie had so much versatility, but let's take a look at the pattern. I mean, you probably recognize it. Remember back in that scene where you see Bond, he's wearing this tie. It's an absolutely beautiful classic tie, and it's just synonymous to Sir Roger Moore. And to me, his best movie. He was dressed incredibly well, and obviously Benson Clegg was a part of that. If I flip this around, you can see the hang tag on here, Royal Navy silk tie, and there's the number, and then of course that beautiful appointment there, the Royal Appointment mark, and then you see the tag. Listen, folks, we show detail here. You want to see exactly what you're getting because these ties are still available up on this website after all these years. I mean, I know we talk about a lot of the Daniel Craig ties, but a lot of these ties from the traditional Bonds are still available, which kind of blew my mind. This is also the tie, I was going to call it a holder, but the box that it comes in. It's a beautiful, very simple box, not a lot of extra pomp and circumstance, but this tie itself, to me, when I first opened it, beautiful hand, incredible silk, and just screams Roger Moore to me, and of course, the connection to Live and Let Die. I'm sorry, who doesn't love Q? And of course, who doesn't love Desmond Llewellyn in the role of Q, who, by the way, wore this. This is the Brigade of Guards tie from Benson Clegg that he wore in numerous movies. I mean, I remember the one, obviously, in Octopussy when he was in the balloon, for example. But I don't know if you knew this, Other characters in the Bond films wore this same tie. Cole Thorpe in The Man with the Golden Gun, and actually Bill Tanner from For Your Eyes Only. So, incredible connection to a lot of different characters. This is an amazingly traditional tie as well. And again, as you look at these, just pull yourself out of the world of James Bond. This is the type of tie, these military ties that are classic and traditional and style, not fashion. There's a difference. Fashion comes in and out. Style stays forever. Let me flip it over so you can see the hang tag. Again, very nice, gold embossed. Guards Brigade's silk tie. And there's our wonderful tag. But let's take a look at the tipping point. You can see it's beautifully done on the inside. Incredible craftsmanship, which they're very well known for. And again, you can't feel this because this is a computer that you're watching on. But the hand of this tie is amazing. But come on, it's Q. So immediately it's got that whole aspect of just capturing his moment. And Desmond Llewellyn was known to have worn his own school ties as well as some of these military ties, which just harkens back to the whole idea that James Bond, 007, MI6, it is military at its foundation. Say what you will about Die Another Day, it has its moments. One of them is John Cleese as R in Die Another Day. So one of the things that we loved was that Benson and Clegg supplied the tie that John Cleese wears as the new Q. R to Q. Is he still Q? Is he R? I don't know. It makes not a lot of sense to me. But this is actually the Royal Engineers tie. So again, military base. You can see the beautiful pattern. Similar coloring, different though. Different than the other two ties that you've seen, but they all have that kind of military grade look. I'll flip it on the back. You've got, again, that workmanship that is just indelible. Look at that at the below there. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. London, established 1937. Jermyn Street. I love mispronouncing things. I'm sure you love it too. But this is, again, another Bond tie. The fact that it's from Die Another Day and connected to John Cleese makes it highly collectible, but it's also something that you could pair with blazers, just a huge amount of different things. And it really comes across as a styling moment. This next piece, I tell you, a lot of people were hunting for this piece. I'm literally opening it up. By the way, you can see the nice way it's wrapped. Love that pomp and circumstance, but it was much sought after, and this is the tie slide, or the tie clip, as some people call it. This was something that was very simple, but when something is that simple, it's very often hard to find. First of all, we've got a beautiful display case, absolutely gorgeous, very military-like, and then we open it up, so you can see all the detail in there, the tie slide, and look at the simplicity of this thing. Let's get up nice and close. It is so simple in its design, which is, very connected to Bond's character as Daniel Craig portrays him. But also you see this tie slide in a host of different pictures. Take a look at some of these. You've got him wearing the tie slide in this suit, the tie slide in that suit, the tie slide in this suit. So everybody said, you know something, I'm going to jump into the tie slide arena, the pool, if you will. But now you can get the right one. You can get the one that you see in No Time to Die, which is pretty exciting. Now you also see in No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's James Bond wearing suspenders a lot. It's something we've talked about in our videos, that he likes to wear the suspenders. Now in the Matera scene, when he wears the Massimo Alba corded suit, which we've done a review on, and we're actually going to have to update it because now we actually have the Benson and Clegg dove-colored braces or suspenders, depending on what you call them. One of the things that I'll point out is it's a dove gray ribbed silk, and these are crocodile leather ends right here, and those obviously connect into the suit, which we haven't done yet, but we're going to have Steve the tailor do it. And we'll come back and show everybody what it looks like when all the parts and pieces are together. But these are beautifully made, obviously made and handmade, as you can see in the bottom, in England. A lot of care, a lot of pride, a lot of experience and craftsmanship taken into making these. And you can see why Siderat and Daniel Craig picked these types of things. Obviously, they were going suspender and braces crazy for this film. We know that, and Henley's too. I don't know if you noticed. But to actually choose a British brand connected to all this, I think really serves them well. And I can't wait to see it on screen, but we have seen peeks of this in paparazzi pictures as well as in the trailer. Okay, if that wasn't a walk through James Bond connection to a brand, I don't know what is. I mean, Benson and Clegg, starting out way back in 1937 in February, who could have known? Certainly they couldn't have known that they would be such an indelible part of James Bond history. But now you know, all the way up until 2020, have they been connected with Bond ever since 1973 with Roger Moore, Sir Roger Moore, moving up, and now connecting with Daniel Craig, and now connecting here, because I'm going to wear these puppies. These are style, they're traditional, they connect with what I like to gravitate to, so I'm going to be connecting to them. This was a pleasure to do. It's also a pleasure to communicate with this company. I know that the service and the communication that they've had to us Bond fans has been stellar so far. So hats off to you with that. Anyway, just wanted to give you a little peek into another Bond brand, one that maybe you didn't know, but now you know a little bit better. This has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience, and we will see you all very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.